Happy Valentine's month, everybody. I'm the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to share with you some of my favorite Valentine's Day episodes from TV shows or even movies. Not everything is all lovey-dovey. Sometimes Valentine's Days deal with heartache and everything. So, some episodes will be romantic and lovey-dovey, while others will be very sad and heart-wrenching and stuff. But love is love. It doesn't always come with smiles and giggles and glee. So I'm here today to talk to you about Power Rangers Operation Overdrive Heart of Blue. I almost forgot the name of it. So a lot of people don't like Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. I particularly like it. I'm very fond of it because I love things like Relic Hunter and Tomb Raider, stuff like that. And this season is all about that. Also, they have some really good outfits, costumes, and they have some really cool looking Zords and Morphers. And I'm all for that. However, it was in this season I started to get annoyed with Power Rangers on the Disney era. And mainly because the humor was really starting to get me as more and more seasons started happening. And so with past seasons, like I said, they normally have that one comedic ranger, this and that. Problem with this season is Dax, who this episode is based off of, he is my least favorite on this show. I don't like Will either, but at least Will has some coolness to him. But Dax is just flipping annoying on this show. Now, it's not the actor's fault. It's what's written for him. He's written to be that lovable goofball, but he kind of overacts at doing it. And in fact, a lot of the stars on this show do a lot of overacting and stuff, and to the point where it looks kind of bad. And so because I've never seen them in nothing else, I have no idea if they can act or not. But for the most part, I do like the cast. Well, except for the dude who plays Will and stuff. But it was just it was getting to the point where it was kind of the dialogue was getting sillier, so they was overacting, kind of like a Disney Channel kind of way. And so I can understand why a lot of people don't really like that. But I love the fact they're hunting for treasure type stuff. To build this magical thing they need. That's really cool. So with this episode, it's very early in the season, and we get introduced to Mira. At least that's what's her name for now. And so in this episode, Dax falls in love. The guy who wants to be an actor. Now, one cool thing about this dude, the actor, is that it seems like he has a martial arts background, because when he's in his civilian fight, a lot of stuff it's mostly stunt double and him, and the stuff that he does look pretty professional, and I like that. And so with this episode, they have a map that's on the scroll, and so they're trying to decipher it and everything, and none of them can really do it. So wait, what's her name? The Pink Ranger. Crap, it's been a while. I'm just gonna call her Pink Ranger. Right now, okay, Ronnie is the Yellow Ranger, and then there's oh my god, I totally forgot. And I like this character too, because she's the brains and everything. But yeah, Pink Ranger, she's able to figure, wait, Rose, Max, Ruth, something like that. I think it's Rose. That's it. I'm gonna call her Rose. So anyway, Rose, she deciphers the clue on the scroll. They're looking for a sword. They have to get the rest of the scrolls. And so Spencer, he tells them that, he knows that this one lady has the rest of the scrolls and she lives not too far from here. Well, meanwhile, at some point in time, we see Dax and he's walking. and he overhears a monster attacking a young, beautiful young lady. So he kicks it into overdrive, and he just whoops on that monster and everything without his ranger suit. And so it's a nice civilian fight. And so, like, he rescues her and she's grateful. He's like flirting a little bit, asks her out. He didn't even realize he asked her out because he's a goofball and stuff. And she's like, yeah. And he's very shocked that, a girl that pretty, well, like his goofy behind. You know what I'm saying? So he's like smitten with joy and everything. And it's a really cool like chemistry between these two, especially how like blushful and like gleeful they look and stuff. And so, at some point in time, like he heads back to like the mansion base, and as the team is talking, Rose asks, where is Dax and everything, and he comes sliding in, but he forgets to put his hands on the slide as he's going down the pole. See, this is what I'm saying. There's too much humor. He literally falls on his face, and so like. Apparently he's been going out with her a couple of times this whole week and everything, so he's like really hitting it off with her and stuff. Well, they're going on their little caper thing, and so Will's inside and he steals it, but then the guards come out, and so then the woman who lives there, she comes out and she's all like tells the guards, she'll handle this and everything, as she takes the two scrolls. It turns out it's Spencer in disguise and everything. And so in this episode, there are some kind of weird continuity, like just not necessarily like a flaw, but just some weirdness, you know what I'm saying? A little, not as much as Dino Thunder and stuff with the Sentai, because a lot of this series is filmed with the American footage and mostly just the Sentai and the fight. And so like, it's just weird that Spencer would assume that, they will fail, and they did. And so like so at some point in time Dax, is with his little lady and everything that he likes and stuff like that, but then something bad happens. They have to go somewhere. I forget where exactly they have to go, but they're in their vehicles and they go, and apparently he's been late to a couple of stuff. He's been too busy hanging out with that lady, right? And so a monster attacks. And so they morph and they fight the monster, and he realized something. This monster's a whole lot tougher than the last time he fought them. And so at some point in time, the girl shows up just out of the blue, and she's all like, Dax, be careful. And I'm just thinking to myself, how does she know the Blue Ranger is Dax? He never told her, and he never morphed in front of her, and their identities are a secret in this season. And so the monster captures her and is all like, give me the scrolls and I'll give you the girl. Dax doesn't want to do that, but he does it anyway. And then so the monster leaves and everything. And the thing is, because like he brought her halfway with him to where they was at and stuff. And so the team is kind of getting a little irritated because they're like, you're not doing your ranger responsibility type stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what happens when you're in love and everything. You're dating somebody. You forget to do the things you're supposed to do. And so, like, at some point in time, he's with her at the mansion, and they're talking, and he puts the scroll up in the box. And then he gets like a call on his morpher, so he has to leave and tells her, he'll be right back. So he goes with the rest of the Rangers and everything. But this is the thing. As the Rangers are fighting the monster and everything, we see Mira. She goes in the box and takes the scroll. Dax never left. And he's all like, I thought you liked me. And she's all like, well, I fooled you and everything. And then she reveals who she really is. She says her name is Miramax. Now, I like Miramax, but her outfit is very, very inappropriate. She's white, but she's wearing an Asian-inspired outfit and an Asian hairstyle. With all the Asian people in New Zealand, you think they couldn't find just one? I mean, because the cool thing about this series has 2 Asian people as Power Rangers. And the first time they done that was Ninja Storm. They could have had a third in there, And so he's moping around and doesn't even join the rest of the Rangers. He's just playing pool by himself, all sad. And Spencer comes over and gives him some great advice and everything. And that's the cool thing about Spencer. He's not their mentor, because the mentor is Max's dad, who built all this stuff and the Ranger stuff. But Spencer is kind of like their moral compass, you know? And whenever they're down, kind of like how Ernie was in Mighty Morphin. You had Zordon mentoring them the Power Ranger stuff, but then Ernie will give them words of encouragement when they're in the civilian stuff. And that's how Spencer is. So Dax joins the party. Now, this is the part that's a little weird and inconsistent. Before, it was pretty much as bright could be, daytime. But then when he joins them, it's nighttime to fit in with the Sentai stuff. So, you know, they fight the monster and everything, and then she tries to, the monster gets big, she tries to use the scroll to help the monster out, but it turns out it's a fake. He tricked her and everything. So Spencer comes in with the real scroll and he throws it to the Rangers, to the Megazord, and they use the power of the scroll to defeat the monster. Now, this is the part that's kind of weird, is that why didn't Dax just bring the scroll with him? Because he said he has a plan, he has Spencer to bring it for him. Why? He could have just done it himself. This is the weird inconsistencies in this episode and stuff. In a way, they destroy the monster, and then so they're back at their base. And they got all 3 scrolls and everything. And no, they only have 1 scroll. Wait, I'm trying to think. Oh, no, I remember. They blasted the monster. He dropped the 2 scrolls, and Spencer took those. So now they're in possession of all 3 scrolls. And they put all 3 scrolls together, and it forms a sword. Then it starts shaking. It's supposed to have a jewel in the middle, because, you know, the jewel is supposed to go to the crown of Aurora and everything. Well, the sword goes out of Rose's hand, and it hits the map. And the next location is the Caribbean and everything. And so it ends. And, you know, it's not like a perfect episode, but it's a nice episode. And it's sad to see Dax have his heart broken. Because, you know, for Dax, he probably doesn't get a lot of girls. He doesn't get a lot of acting roles because he's a stunt double type dude. But he wants to act, and he doesn't get that many roles. And now, especially since he's a Ranger. So it was just really sad to see him have his heart broken. A lot of these Ranger Valentine and like romantic shows are about them getting their heart broken, which is sad. Now, wasn't that romantic or depressing, depending on what kind of video I just talked about? Okay, well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody, and bye.